This week in green. Could pig poop have promising power for our planet? Say that 10 times fast. It's no surprise that Americans go hog wild for pork, since on average, we eat about 50 pounds of it each year. That adds up to a lot of leftover hog manure, which releases methane, a more potent greenhouse gas than carbon dioxide. That's why Rosaline Alternative Energy has partnered with Smithfield Foods, the largest pork producer in the country, to transform pig poop emissions into renewable natural gas in Missouri. Most farming techniques flush manure into pits or lagoons, where it breaks down over time, but also releases heat-trapping gases in the process. This technology would collect the waste and utilize the methane for energy needs. Brandon Butler from Rosaline stated that not only are we capturing these greenhouse gases that would have historically gone into the atmosphere, we're also displacing the use of fossil fuel. Smithfield Farms is the first protein company to set a goal to reduce its GHGs 25% by the year 2025. Meanwhile, a nearby contracting company has been outspoken about the importance of sustainable building materials to house these pig farms. The company, known as the Big Bad Wolf Construction LLC, has stated that they should use eco-friendly materials like straw or wood and steer clear of those dumbass bricks.
You cannot blow a house down if it's made of bricks.
You definitely
can't.
This is
science.
But I don't think that's what the Big Bad Wolf is worried about. He's looking to sustainable materials. I mean, that contracting company is thinking green, and they want more renewables like wood and straw. I have invested interest in their success.
Sure. No, that's what they care about. They don't care about removing methane emissions by eating pigs.
Yeah. No. They don't. There's no huffing and puffing and
they don't blow anything down.
No, definitely.
That's not the subsidiary of the company.
No,
it's just Big Bad Wolf. I'll blow your house down.
Right.
Incorporated.
They've been going through a little bit of a rebrand.
Sure.
And while that might be what you would initially think by that effort, it's not it at all. I promise you, this is purely environmental, just like the farm.
Then I apologize for the misinformation that I've been blasting on our show right then. That was to the Big Bad Wolf Company LLC. That's me. That's on me. That's on my head. That's not yours. That's cool. It's a cool article.
Yeah, it's a cool article. I mean, you have a chance to talk about pig poop to save the planet. You got to go for it. And I couldn't resist the alliteration, a couple P's in the row at the start there to really start me off with a tongue twister. Yeah.
That's a good idea. It gets you warmed up for the whole rest of the show.
Yes.
Yeah, so all week long, you're going to be tight with your T's and P's and V's and L's.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So every news story has to begin with lots of plosives.
Excellent.
So anyway, with a couple talking points remaining about the story, Rosaline Alternative Energy uses a proprietary system of technologies to capture gases emitted from animal waste through the natural process of anaerobic digestion.
Fantastic.
Yeah, already using what's already happening. Mm-hmm. The company does realize that it's more expensive to capture the pipe methane from farms than to drill for natural gas, but as pressure to address climate change grows, companies and governments may see it as a worthwhile strategy to reduce methane pollution. So
it's interesting. Methane gets a bad rap because it kind of in its natural state it's a pretty it's a warming gas, right? Yeah. So that can be a problem. But the bright side of methane is that it's a really, really simple molecule. I mean, it breaks down pretty quickly and really cleanly when you burn it. So in terms of like using that instead for like a natural gas, which is what they're doing here. I mean, that's not. I mean, it's in terms of what you're doing to, create energy. It's better than a lot of other ways. I wouldn't say it's the greatest on Earth, but it's certainly better than a lot of what we're doing now anyway. And it's an interesting option.
Yeah.
So more power to them. Let's see how it goes.
I think it's exciting to see any of these farms. Of course, it's a hot button topic to talk about farming animals, and if they're attempting to do something that's going to reduce their GHGs, that they're on the right track to start making a difference, because we've got a long way to go, especially if we're eating 50 pounds of pork every year in America, which is quite a lot of pork.
Yeah, and that's. I mean, I do significday more than that. Because I like sausage rolls, Australian treat.
Yes.
And I try to make at least 50 pounds of those per day.
Per day.
for myself and others to enjoy.
We need to call the doctor immediately, Noel. We need to make sure we get you
that might explain some of the intestinal difficulties I was having earlier in my office.
All right. Well, we'll have more for you soon.